Tim Grover once said something like, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret. And even The Rock has previously said something like, you either pay with the pain of discipline or you pay with the pain of regret. And last night, Friday night, was the first Friday in the last few weeks where I didn't go to the gym. So the 2 Fridays before at 9 p.m. I've been going to the gym, and there was a price to pay. The price of discipline was the price against laziness and not wanting to be bothered and going to the gym late at night on a Friday night. But yesterday the price was much higher. The price of discipline was saying no to a group of long-standing friends. So there was a bit of a college reunion. We haven't really had one since about 20 years. So saying no to that was very difficult, and we went out and we went to a place in Bradford called Shimla's. Now, anybody that knows about Shimla's knows it's fantastic going down, but the hangover the next day means you are filled with regret. And I was filled with regret this morning because we got home probably about 12:30 last night, 11:30. I stayed up till about 12:30, and 6:30 this morning. I was not feeling good, and I'll spare you the details. But it wasn't a pretty morning, and I've been feeling groggy since then and just can't be asked. And the point there is in line with these motivational speakers. So you will either pay for the price of discipline, or if you're not disciplined, you will pay with regret. And the point really behind all of this is, especially when you're starting a business or going into entrepreneurship, and especially if you've got a job, the difficulty isn't so much the actual business and the skills and what you've got to do. It's more the discipline of what you now have to stay away from. So you will have to be disciplined enough to say no a lot more to saying yes. So for example, if your friends want to go out, your family wants to go out, you have to say no more times than you can say yes. And that can obviously have an impact in many different ways, especially if you've typically got a relationship with your family and friends where you're normally saying yes and you see them often. Because if you don't have that discipline, it's very difficult to build that business and build that side hustle or whatever it is, especially like I said, if you've got a job. And that's the hard part for a lot of people, having to say no and saying can't make it this time or can't make it next time, because the first few times might be okay, but when you get to like 5 or 6 times, and I've experienced this myself, people just stop asking you. They stop asking you, and they might even start thinking you're a bit stuck up or you're self-absorbed. And are you willing to go through that sacrifice? A lot of people are, which is fine, because a lot of people are going through a tough day job, a tough career, and they need something to relax with. But those that typically go down the path of entrepreneurship and business have to spend a lot more time on their venture, and they do have to say no. They do have to say can't make it. And it's not just about obviously seeing friends. It could be obviously family. It could be watching movies or playing video games or whatever your kind of entertainment outlet is. Your kind of social life does take a hit. Are you willing to be disciplined enough to stay away from those things to the point where your business is up and running and thriving? Now, that could take weeks, it could take months, more likely it could take years.